Joseph, YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chi. She said,
drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman says, I'm almost 30. Don't know if I'll ever settle down because I'm happy. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
I have a question.
What's up?
Hear me out. It's legit. I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
Let's go.
For my single people, especially if you're close to 30 or in your 30s, life's great, right? Like, it's so peaceful. I mean, if you're doing it right, life's good. It's peaceful, no problems. You do whatever you want. Like, it's amazing over here.
Uh-huh.
So when do you get a partner? Like, when does marriage come into play? Because if you're doing good and you're peaceful and life's good, why would you let somebody else in? So how do you get married? Is it just like somebody great comes along and then you're like, you know what? That looks nice, I'm going to do that. Or do you just like, hey, I should probably do this? Or like, how does this happen?
All right, guys, you heard it for yourself. She said, people out there who are single, approaching 30, and you're doing good, you're happy. Why are you going to get married? Or when do you get married? Because like she stated, if you're doing it right, I'm assuming she's doing it right in her terms, when am I going to get married? Well, the answer to that is very simple. Probably never for women who think like this. First, I want to start out with men who decide, you know what? I don't think I'm ever going to get married. I don't think I'm ever going to get into a relationship. Cool. I think when I first started kind of pondering these topics on dating and relationships, I used to think everybody should get married. That's before I knew better. Then you get exposed to different situations outside of your own. You start to realize that there's different type of lives that people are living. There's nuances to the discussion, you know, like there are people who've been married maybe once, maybe twice. They're not trying to do that shit again. And there's people who are just like, you know, I don't even want to try or go for it because maybe they just would rather be by themselves. And then there are people who want to live different types of life. It's like, I just don't think marriage is important to me, etc. And there's people who do want to get married. All those type of people exist. And then there's the people who can't find a partner, right? But here I want to talk about the people who decide there's no point to marriage. And I'm not talking about from the perspective of the courts. I'm talking about from a perspective of I'm happy. Why would I let somebody else into my life, right? And typically these people are living life carefree, right? Again, this is not what's the point? Everything's effed. No. This is, for example, this woman who's like, I'm happy. And let's focus on women for the first part of this. There's a lot of women who say this, I believe truly mean it. If you're raised up in a society that's been civilized and you no longer need a man, and I mean need a man in your personal life from a micro level. Why? Because all the men are doing all the work on a macro level outside of everything you're doing to maintain the civilized society that makes it seem like you don't need men from day to day. If you're a woman like that, then you're going to be prone to think like this. And a lot of women do end up in this situation. They're dating different guys. They're having fun. You know, they're working. They're achieving things in life. And they're being told you don't need a man for anything. In fact, you don't even need a man to raise kids. You don't need the protection of a man. You can call the police. They're telling them why marry a man. TikTok is filled of reasons why men are trash, etc. And they decide, I'm just happy. I'm just going to date. And then you have men who also believe the same thing in terms of protecting their peace, wanting to maintain happiness, their surroundings, etc. Here's my disagreement with this thing and what I've noticed. The majority of men who say they actually are cool with being by themselves and they don't think they will probably get married again or ever. In most cases, depending on how old those men are, especially if they're up in years, they mean that shit. They really mean that they are never going to get married. And they're cool. They're protecting their peace, especially if he's been through a marriage before or a divorce and it's gone terribly wrong. Listen, that makes a lot of sense to me. They mean that and they understand what that comes with. I don't think women who make these type of statements and have this mindset of, I wonder when I'm going to do it. I don't know. I'm just having such a good time. I don't think they realize what they're actually saying, committing to. Aside from women being the more social gender between men and women, I don't think they realize the impact, the long-term impact of how that's going to define how their life plays out going forward, as far as like retirement, as far as like not really having anybody there on your bedside, you know, with you in your later years, and not really realizing that you're not always going to have the same level of attractive pool of men, eventually that attention will begin to dwindle. And because women value attention so much, it won't be as fun. You won't be as happy because what you use to measure your experience, how much you're enjoying your experience, which a lot of these chicks who say this, it's attention, it's having fun, men are paying for this, and I'm out here dating. That's going to dry up eventually. And you're going to have to drink that coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Modern women today don't understand that their looks will begin to fade. They really don't understand that attention fades. If you show them charts, if you show them data, well, I'm going to still find somebody or I am going to settle down. There'll be some of the most attractive women who like be in their mid 30s and mid 40s, struggling going from date to date to date. Can't find a man worthy enough for them. They're some of the most miserable as well. You want to avoid these type of women with this mindset because unlike the women who aren't so attractive and have all this attention, they don't get the reality check till later on in their life, right? They don't get the need for family. Life is about people. Life is about meaning. It's about relationships. There used to be a time when it wasn't all about happiness. When your life is about happiness, your own self-happiness will be the reason why you make the majority of the decisions in your life. Women in the past, they valued being able to carry on their genes to the next generation, right? Being able to raise up good kids. Relationships aren't about happiness. Building family isn't about happiness. And because a lot of modern women today, where they base success in life on is simply just happiness, that same mindset is the reason why they tap out of marriages. I'm not happy. It's not about that. Oh, I don't want to get married. I won't be happy. It's not about that. And listen, again, go chase happiness, mess up families, don't invest, don't have a community around you. You know what I mean? Don't value men. Eventually get to reap what you sow. And listen, I understand that there are guys here who also have the same perspective on life, but I think they've sat down and thought about it and been like, I'm okay with living my best life now and kind of passing on alone, right, in the future. But a lot of these modern women don't think they'll be alone. Let's check out a few of these comments and see what the people have to say. First comment here says, solitude is dangerous. It's very addictive. It becomes a habit after you realize how peaceful and calm it is. Yes. Another comment here says, I don't think it's just about getting a partner so much as being fortunate enough to meet someone with whom your own values and vision aligns. And that's tough. That's tough for everybody because the women want men who live in the clouds and the men want women who are at least grounded in a little bit of reality. Next comment here from a woman says, I feel like the longer you're single, the pickier you are. And then there's this. Now the comment here from another woman says, LMAO, I have become so uninterested in dating that I'm starting to concern myself. And someone else responded back to that chick and says, right, I'm still very much a lover girl, but I really can't imagine making space for another person at the moment. Yeah, the more you're by yourself, the difficult it becomes to learn to resolve conflicts, to find resolutions, to deal with people. And you need those things. You need those tools to be selfless in a relationship. The longer these women stay single, they haven't taught themselves to cooperate with the man, let alone a man who wants to take charge. What? Next comment here says, it makes it so you're able to wait in peace for a healthy person who adds to your peace and makes life fun. Yeah, but you can't wait too long if you're in your 30s. Again, the person you want wants children, wants a fertile woman. The longer you take, you guys get the point. Interesting topic here. This final comment says, male in female body. She responded, this is what she had to say.
Male in a female body. I don't know. Looks pretty female to me.
As always, guys, curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out another episode of Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.